7 things you need to have in case of a plumbing emergency. You may think this is crazy, but if you've got a flood right now, the first thing you may need to go do is turn the water off. Before that though, you may need to call somebody. So make sure you've got a phone handy. Here's why. You may need to take pictures. You may need to do some things. But if what you've got to do is get outside and turn the water off in case of a plumbing emergency, you need the right things to do it. Now, one of the first things you may need is a wrench. Some meters, you have to actually have a wrench or a key to open it up. Make sure that in your area, you can do that. Are you allowed to get into your meter? Or you may not even need a tool at all. I mean, think about it. If you've got a basement, do you need a tool? You've got a valve in there. Go down to your basement, go in there, turn the valve off, make sure you shut the water off. If you've got water flooding, that is the quickest way to turn it off. Also, do you need to get into the meter box if you've got a valve box at your house? You may be able to pull off the plastic cover, open it up, and turn a ball valve a quarter of a turn and shut the water off. That is a quick way to turn the water off at your house. You probably want to know in advance how to do that, where that is. I've got a video how to turn the water off at your water meter and another one how to turn it off at your valve box. But if you've got water flooding right now, you need to figure out how to turn the water off and then come back here and watch the rest of it. And I'll tell you other tools you may need. Now, the other thing you may need if you've got to turn it off at the meter is a meter wrench. Now, it depends on what kind of meter you have. If your valve comes up and you see it angled on top, you literally put this down and turn it. You can go back and watch the other video I was telling you about a while ago. I show you exactly step by step how to get into your meter box and turn it off. If your water's still running, check that video out real quick, go turn it off and then come right back. Okay, you got the water off. The cool thing about it is the water causing problem, that is the only real emergency. The other thing where you could have water coming up in your house that's still an emergency is if your sewer's backing up. So if your sewer's backing up, the thing you're going to want to do is go out front and see if you have 2 pieces of pipe sticking up out of the ground. A screwdriver is a great tool, number one, to have around the house all the time. I'm a plumber. I have a ton of tools, but I promise you, whenever I look for a screwdriver, I can never find it. And even number 7 tool in a little bit, that's another one I can never find. But a screwdriver really does come in handy because if you've got 2 pipes coming up out of the ground and they have a black rubber cap on top, what you can do, and be careful doing this, because if you push down on the center and it pushes back up, that tells you it's full of pressure. What that also tells you is that your stoppage is somewhere between those 2-way cleanouts and the main. But what you can do, you can take a screwdriver and remove or loosen up. There'll be a stainless steel band around that cap. So slow down, put your foot over it, take a screwdriver, loosen the nut, and then run like crazy. Well, here's the deal. If there's pressure pushing up on it, when you pull that cap off, it's going to shoot up out of there. I don't want you covered in poop. And trust me, I've seen that happen to people. I'm just saying, it does happen. But here's the deal. If you're very careful and you control it, maybe you lay down a 2x4, put it on the cap to where you can stay on the 2x4 after you get the stainless steel band loose, then you can step to the other end of the 2x4 and step off. That way when it pushes up, it doesn't get all over you. But think about it. If you've got water coming up in your house, you've got sewage water coming up through a toilet, through a tub, through a shower, anywhere at all, a screwdriver can get out there and help pull those caps off and help you in case of a plumbing emergency. Now look, plumbers know all this stuff. Plumbers know when they pull up, if water's running, they know how to shut the meter off. If you've got raw sewage coming up in the house, they know to start looking for the cleanouts. There's a lot of things we already know, and if you know how to do this right, guys, look, I've got other videos where we show people how to find their cleanouts. It shows us looking around for them, but knowing where they are in advance. So right now, if you've got the water stopped, start thinking about if you need a plumber, who's your plumber? Know who your plumber is before you have an emergency. That way, when you do have a problem, you're not at the mercy of the first plumbing company that answers the phone, because normally that's what the case is. Now, I've got people that call me at midnight, and we may not come out at midnight if it's not an emergency, but at least they know they can call me. I'm thinking about it, and I need to get it on the books. But here's the deal. A screwdriver can come in handy in so many other ways too. Look under your kitchen sink, your dishwasher drain, where it hooks up to the air gap fitting and coming from the air gap fitting to the garbage disposal. Those connections are normally made with another stainless steel hose clamp. You can use the screwdriver, or normally you can pull the bit out and actually use the nut runner there to get on those a little bit easier. Guys, doing things like this, if you've just got a little bitty drip, that's something that may help you. Also, If you have a faucet, like your kitchen faucet is loose, if you look up under there, see if yours is the type that actually has the ring with the screws in it to tighten down to help draw it down. If you've got something like that, I'm telling you, a screwdriver is a great thing to have around the house in a plumbing emergency, but also just to have around the house. Now, another great thing to have is a pair of channel locks. Remember I told you about the screwdriver that if you need to loosen up the stainless steel band on the black rubber caps on the cleanouts? What if you don't have the black rubber band? What if you have a PVC female adapter with a plug threaded in it? Or even an old cast iron one with a ferrule in it and then a brass plug in it? Guys, you're going to need a pair of channel locks to get on that to loosen that up. If it's PVC, you may need a big pair of channel locks. These are kind of medium size. I've got small, medium, large, and jumbo. But here's the deal. If that threaded plug, remember what I told you about the black cap, if you start loosening that plug, start watching around the edge of it. You want to see if water starts seeping up, because if water's seeping up in it, it's going to spray out when you get that cap all the way off. So again, remember that. Maybe put on some rubber gloves, hold your hand over it and get it loose. And once you get it loose, slide the 2x4 over it to hold it. Again, walk to the other end before you get off. Guys, you don't want poop to just spray out all over you. If you'll do these things that I'm trying to tell you about, it can possibly help keep you from getting covered in black water. I know it's brown, but trust me, you're going to feel like it's black water. So channel locks are also good to have around in case you have other leaks. Again, let's go back to the kitchen sink. The drain pipe. If you've got PVC or chrome pipe, you have slip joint nuts under there more than likely. These are great channel locks for getting on there and loosening those up or tightening them up. If you've got a leak, you may want to take it loose and look and see why. Remember though, anytime you take a drain apart that has water in it, make sure you put a pan or a bucket under it to catch any water that may come out. And loosen it up a little bit. Just loosen it up a little bit. Let that water seep out, drain real slow until you're not getting any more. Then go ahead and loosen the nut all the way. Then at the end, whenever you clean everything and put it back together, once you get it hand tight, maybe take your channel locks on it and tighten it up just a little bit more. Now, channel locks are great, and these are a great tool to have around the house, but make sure that you use channel locks what channel locks are needed for. You wouldn't use these to like tighten up a bolt or a nut or anything like that. You'd want a wrench, or my next tool, number 6, the Crescent wrench. The cool thing about the Crescent wrench is this has super wide jaws on it. We'll put a link down here. I've got a little bag that has both these tools in it, the channel locks and the Crescent, and some others. Got some good cutters and different things, needle nose pliers, but I love this. But in case of an emergency, this is great. Let's go back to the kitchen sink. Say you've got a flexible supply line coming up from the angle stop up to the sink and water's dripping from it. You may be able to get on that nut and just barely tighten it up. And when I say barely, you only want to turn it about 1/8 of a turn to 1/4 of a turn to look at it and see, did that stop it from dripping? And what you can do is put a piece of paper towel under it, let it set for a little while and come back and look and see if it's wet. That way you'll know if it leaked or didn't leak. But channel locks are really great. So you've got a toilet that's wobbling a little bit, or your tank to bowl bolts are loose. If it's something like that, you may be able to get on there with a Crescent wrench and snug it up just to keep water from coming out. Now guys, you may still need to call a plumber, or you may need to go watch another video and learn how to fix the problem yourself. But in case of an emergency, these are great tools to have. Having these tools around the house and knowing where they're at in case of an emergency, that's even bigger. Because like I said, I have tons of screwdrivers around my house, but when I need one, I can't find one because they're all over the place. Now, as a bonus, I'm going to tell you one more tool that you may need. Now, this is not really in case of an emergency, but it's something you may want. A tape measure is great to have, and here's why. Like I told you, say that flexible connector is leaking or anything like that, you may need to know how long of a piece you need to replace it. If it's in a position where you don't think you can take it out right now without tearing it up or damaging things, you may need to measure it just to see how long of a replacement piece you need. That way, when you go to the store to pick one up, you know exactly how long the one is that's on there, or maybe you can go shorter, or maybe it was stretched a little tight and you maybe need to go a little bit longer. But guys, a tape measure is a great thing to have around any house. And if you think about it, especially for plumbing, if you've got a hose that's leaking and you need to know how long a one you need, this is another good thing that having with you can maybe save you an extra trip to the store. So guys, think about it. Plumbing emergencies occur. They happen all the time. Do you know what to do in case you have one? We all have them. It happens. Knowing how to handle them and knowing what tools you need around to help you get through that emergency can change things for you. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.